Thank you for being a part of the 2024 SIOP Annual Conference. We trust that you found this year's offerings to be both insightful and informative. A special acknowledgement goes to our 2024 SIOP Annual Conference Chair, Winnie Shen, whose dedication and hard work in organizing the conference has resulted in a truly enjoyable and captivating multifaceted event. The goal of capturing the resilience of IO psychology has undeniably been achieved. A heartfelt thanks also goes to the SIOP members who volunteered throughout the conference. Your commitment to ensuring a seamless experience for your fellow IO psychology professionals played a crucial role in the success of the various sessions and events. We express our thanks to the hardworking SIOP staff for their relentless efforts behind the scenes. The accomplishments of this small, dynamic team have been genuinely remarkable. I'd also like to extend a big thank you to the SIOP Annual Conference sponsors. Your financial contributions have played a vital role in allowing this event to reach its fullest potential. In closing, I want to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you who contributed to the success of the 2024 SIOP Annual Conference. Your participation, dedication, and support have made this event truly exceptional. As we reflect on the valuable insights gained, the connections forged, and the resilience of the IO psychology celebrated, let's carry this momentum forward into our professional journeys. Thank you for being a part of this enriching experience, and we look forward to seeing you again at future SIOP conferences. Safe travels to those in Chicago, and best wishes to all.
It's my pleasure to introduce our new president, Dr. Alexis Fink. Dr. Fink is the finest example of a scientist practitioner. In her day job, she's the Vice President of Human Capital and Workforce Strategy for an up-and-coming social media company called Meta. She was previously a Director of People Analytics at Intel and at Microsoft. She's a SIOP Fellow who's written 2 books and served in a multitude of service roles for SIOP, including past terms as a member of the Executive Board, Committee Chair, and Practice Editor for IOP. Her longtime service to SIOP led to her acknowledgement in 2019 as the Distinguished Service Contributions Award winner. She's also mother to 3 kids and 2 grandkids, and the owner of one overly spoiled golden retriever. When she's not presenting to CEOs or designing selection systems that touch millions of people, she's out on the lake as an avid water skier. We're very lucky to have her vision, her energy, and her passion for SIOP as incoming president, and I'm looking forward to a year of her leadership.
As we close out the SIOP 2024 Annual Conference, I hope you're headed home happy and excited about the power of industrial organizational psychology, the impact we can have on the world, and the bright future ahead. I love the description of things happening gradually and then all at once. It seems like we're at an intersection of 2 of those at the same time. First, industrial organizational psychology has a century of science behind it, and yet in the last few years, we're suddenly the hot new thing. Second, in the larger world, remarkable computer power is now available in such a way that advanced models have taken off, ways that felt like science fiction just a few years ago. There's incredible opportunity in that intersection. But that opportunity also attracts people who may not have the depth of training and commitment to the well-being of workers and organizations that IO embraces. While some may be unscrupulous, I suspect many are just victims of Dunning-Kruger. They overestimate their own expertise. SIOP, as an organization, needs to evolve and meet this moment to take advantage of the opportunities and to stave off the risks. In good news, this work is already underway. The Executive Board has started a strategic refresh process, and we are engaging with key partners like the American Psychological Association. For many of us, SIOP is the annual conference and the content and relationships that we find here. You might not know that SIOP also produces a second conference, the Leading Edge Consortium, which this fall will be on leadership and will be hosted in Minneapolis. We also do things like set educational standards, support members with activities like the salary survey, one of my favorites, And we advocate with various governments and agencies on issues related to work and workers. And of course, we partner with the SIOP Foundation to fund grants and awards, among other activities. As we look ahead to determine how our society needs to evolve in support of our members, our profession, and society, we also need to evolve how we operate our organization, both volunteers and professional staff. We are incredibly lucky to have both a dedicated professional staff and an enormous number of volunteers. I know that for me, volunteer roles within SIOP have helped build professional relationships and useful skills I wasn't able to develop in my day job. While it's definitely extra work, I have found it to be incredibly rewarding. And like so many things, you get out of it what you put into it. As we refresh our strategy, we also need to refresh our operations as an organization. Some of this you'll notice, like our website refresh that's coming this year. Other things will be less obvious to most of our members. Like so many organizations, we have evolved over time. And in many cases, we've had the same good idea more than once, resulting in duplication and inefficiency. After a decade or two, that results in thousands of web pages, literally thousands, and also dozens of orphan social media accounts. The time and energy wasting duplication of committees and activities. Throughout this year, we'll be examining the way we work to make our volunteer experience more rewarding and to make our professional staff more efficient and our work as a professional organization overall more impactful. Why are we doing all this? Now, more than ever, the world needs our insight. It needs our scientist practitioner approach to addressing essential questions of work and working. I expect many of you are aware of the terrific work SIOP members have done recently in supporting the adoption of fair and effective hiring practices as organizations experiment with the new capabilities enabled by some of these advanced techniques. This past week, we've seen tremendous content brought forward by our members, content that helps position us as a community of scientist practitioners to support effective organization practices. I was so excited to see the compelling sessions on emerging topics like ethics and AI around remote work, and I noticed more qualitative sessions this year. As always, we saw wonderful deep content on core areas like leadership and assessment. I know I always leave our SIOP conference with a long list of follow-up items, and I hope you do too. The richness and depth of the work we do matters. And helping ensure a bright future for the work of this rigor and quality is the animating force behind our plans and aspirations for this coming year. You may have heard Tara talk about rigor, relevance, and reach as key themes. Those are critically important. They also focus on what we do. By adding in a focus on strategy and operations, we'll address how we do it. A lot of this will be behind the scenes. The idea here is to build durable, thoughtful mechanisms that support our core reason for being, that rigor, relevance, and reach of our science and our practice. And through supporting our members, our profession, which includes professional preparation, graduate programs, I see you, and by extension that supports society as a whole. SIOP has been a foundational community for my adulthood. I've had opportunities to stretch and grow. I've made friends across the country and across the globe, and I've built a spectacular professional network. It is the honor of a lifetime to have the opportunity to play a role in stewarding SIOP through this pivotal moment, and in so doing, to help support healthy workers, effective organizations, and a thriving society. I am excited to do this work in partnership with literally hundreds of you as volunteers, as well as our professional staff colleagues and partners. I'm so excited for what the future will hold, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you next year in Denver.
Thank you for being a part of the 2024 SIOP Annual Conference, whether in person in Chicago or virtually. We genuinely hope your experience has been memorable and enriching. As we conclude this event, we are energized and excited to integrate the valuable insights acquired during the conference into our respective professional roles, whether as practitioners, academics, or students. This, of course, would not have been possible without the hard work of Program Chair Vivian Wu and the SIOP Program Committee. Thank you for curating an outstanding conference program. I encourage all attendees to maintain connections through personal social channels and continue expanding their professional networks on the HUVA conference platform until April 28th. As we look forward, we extend a warm invitation for you to save the date for our next annual conference, set to take place on April 3rd through 5th, 2025 in Denver, Colorado. Your presence will contribute to making it another worthwhile and energizing event.